Hello friends, Scott from Platte River Keto. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel, you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey. I check in with you once a week to update you on my keto progress and try to check in with you at least one other time during the week, usually to share something that I've discovered about the ketogenic lifestyle, but occasionally to share a little something that I've discovered about this journey that we call life. Today is Saturday, which means that it's a weekly check-in day. I'm going to check in with you on my goals that I've set for the month of August, and then chat with you a little bit about what's going on in my life. And yeah, so let's get right into it. First, my August goals. Goal number one was OMAD, which stands for one meal a day. I have been doing better with that this week, and I think the whole title of this video might be Progress? Definitely a question mark at the end, and people will be like, are you asking me about you're making progress, or are you telling me that you're making progress? And I'm not really sure. But I will say that I think OMAD has gone better this week. I'm actually having an internal debate in my head whether I might need to give it a rest and go back to trying to eat twice a day instead of once a day. The whole purpose with eating OMAD or one meal a day for me has been to cut out the snacking. I find that when I eat one meal a day, when I'm dedicated to that, I don't snack. And my biggest problem, honestly, with the exception of the couple of times that I've kind of gone off the rails a little bit in the last 2 years of living the ketogenic lifestyle, has been when I snack. When I snack, I don't lose fat like I want to. For those of you who are new to my journey, started this journey at 475 pounds, currently somewhere right around 300. Weighed myself, I was 300.4 right at the very end of July. I'm going to weigh myself at the end of August. Hoping to break through that barrier and get into the twos, but I have found that throughout my journey, one of the biggest problems that I run into as far as losing fat, which is one of the things that I want, it's one of the goals that I have, is when I snack too much. When I snack too much, I tend to maintain, which again it's way better to be 300 pounds than it is to be 475 pounds. I definitely am for that. Having said that, I still have 100 pounds I want to lose. I would like to be 200 pounds and I'm 300 pounds. So I am looking at OMAD right now and trying to see if that works for me. Part of it, and I talked to you guys about this a little bit last week, but part of it for me has been that I'm really struggling to get into my fall routine, school year routine, and coming off of summer, coming off of having been on vacation, just trying to develop that new routine and get into those, get those habits, those daily habits. One of the things that's going on in my life, I guess I'm going to take a little pause here. I will get to all my goals, I promise, but is that my wife has decided to take on a couple of things this year. She's a high school teacher, as most of you know who follow me, follow along on my channel. But she has decided to sell back her plan period to the district, which is great for us financially, but it makes her very busy. She doesn't have a plan period during the day to do grading, to work on curriculum, get caught up on things, that sort of thing. She's teaching all day. And so she has to make up for that either in the evenings or on the weekends. And in addition to that, she's going to be taking on an extra period for students who are struggling academically, which is after school. So 3 days a week, starting this coming week, she'll be working until 5 instead of until 3:45. I mean, usually she doesn't get home till 4:15, but she'll be working till 5 for sure. And so she's taking a lot extra on, and she's excited about that, and she's looking forward to it. Definitely wasn't something I pushed her to do, something she wanted to do. Having said that, though, I have been really focusing on picking up the slack, trying to help more with things around the house, trying to get more things ready, and just trying to do a little bit more so that I can help alleviate the extra burden that's on her. And because I've been doing that, I've been trying to find how doing those extra things can fit in along with my health goals and the health routines that I'm trying to get into. And what made me think of that really is my next couple of goals, which were to do my DDPY workouts daily, get my weightlifting in, and then also walking every day. Before I went on vacation, I realized that, we didn't have a whole lot going on. Liz was, of course, in the end of summer break, that sort of thing. And so it felt like it was really easy to get up in the morning, do my workout, go to work. And then when I got home, I'd do kind of my other workout things because we didn't really have a lot extra going on. And I've been thinking the last few days, what's been so tough about getting back into routine? And I think that part of it is that we're busy again. I've got places I have to take my daughter. My son's taking the car to work, and my wife is staying after school. So how are we going to get her home? And how are we going to get my daughter where she needs to go? And how are we going to get my son where he needs to go? And where I would come home from work, and everybody was on summer break, so they could do stuff during the day, and they could all of a sudden. Where I would come home from work and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do my weightlifting workout now, and I'm going to go do my walk now. Now it's like, oh shoot, Emily's got to be here by 6:30, and Brandon's got to be here by 7 o'clock, and oh, Liz isn't home yet, and when are we going to put dinner on? And so I'm realizing I couldn't put my finger on it, and it was funny because I couldn't put my finger on it. It felt like for almost 2 weeks. What was I struggling with? And I'm just struggling with the fact that we're busy again, and not so much that we're busy again. And I think here's why I couldn't quite figure it out at first, because I'm not any more busy than I had been. I'm still working. I'm not in a particularly busy time of year for me, so while I've certainly got things going on at work, it's not been particularly busy. So it's like, well, nothing really changed for me. Well, a lot changed for everybody around me. My wife is suddenly going in and teaching, and my kids are in school, and they now have after-school activities, and my daughter's involved in the fall play, which is great, but she has to go to practice, and my son is working, and he is doing marching band, and so I'm trying to find now a balance in my own life. I'm wanting to take on a little bit more to help my spouse, to help my wife out as she's doing more, as I just mentioned. But I also still want to get these things that are important for me, and they're important for me, not just for me, but they're also important for me because I am a more mentally healthy person when I do these things, and that allows me to be a better father and allows me to be a better husband. And so I need to find a way to fit these in, but I also need to do the things that I want, extra things that I want to do to help my wife out. So it's been an interesting balancing act. And again, I think the theme for this week is going to be progress. Sort of. Yeah, we're making some, but not as much as I'd like. So, anyway, I digressed quite a bit. Goal number 2 has been to get in a DDPY workout in every day. And I did that 6 out of 7 days this week. I missed, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. And honestly, that just was just the way that day went. All the stuff I was just talking to you about, trying to get people from here to there and get things done. And again, I do have the option of doing those in the morning. I just didn't get up early like I needed to. We're going to get a little help with that from an outside force, which is that my kids are both going to be doing their early morning Bible study. That starts on Monday, which means my wife and I are going to be getting up very early to make sure that they get up and go and get started on their day. And figure if I've got to get up that early anyway, might as well start doing some of these things. So I think that circumstances might help me to update my routine, even if I don't want to. But to answer goal number 2, getting my DDPY workouts in every day, 6 out of 7 days, so I felt really good about that. Next goal was 30 days to bigger arms, anabolic aliens. Guys, you're going to laugh at me, but one of the reasons I'm thankful for this channel is that sometimes having this channel helps me to do things. I was about to go a whole nother week without starting my 30 days to bigger arms, my weight training program that I wanted to do. And I got up this morning, and I got my walk in, and I got my DDPY workout done, and I'm like, you know what? I am not going to go another week without getting my weight training in. So I started day 1, bigger arms, 30 days. So I wasn't able to go another week where I had to come here and tell you I did another week of not doing any weight training. I have now done day 1. And so I'm grateful for this channel because sometimes it does things like that and gives me a little push in the right direction. So got 1 day in of weight training this week. Have started that and am planning on moving forward to doing the other 29 days of 30 days to bigger arms. So there we go. Walking daily, getting in 10,000 steps. Now, that's been interesting this week. I think I want to say that I got a walk in with my dogs 4 out of the 7 days this week. And it really wasn't that I was just too busy. It was that it has gotten really, really hot. It's going to be 100 degrees again today. That's why I got my dogs in we got to walk in this morning because it's going to be 100 degrees today. And it's going to be 100, 105 for the next 5 days. Honestly, I'm probably, if I'm going to get that goal in, although I've gotten close to 10,000 steps because I've kept myself active in other ways, but I haven't gotten the dedicated walks in that I wanted to. And if I'm going to do those over the next 5 days, my dogs might be a little sad because they don't get to go to the gym with me, but I think I might actually go to the gym and do the elliptical machine a few times just so that I can get that habit all the way back ingrained and so that it's just a part of my day again. Because it's going to be hot and I might try to walk them in the morning. I guess that's the other thing is getting up at 5:45 in the morning. I'll have time to get my DDPY workout in and maybe enough time to get a walk in before I go to work. We'll just kind of have to see how it goes. But if I don't get that in early in the morning, it ain't happening because I think, what was it? It was 9 o'clock. Yesterday evening, we went to the first home football game for the high school team here. And I want to say it was still 90 degrees probably, and the sun had gone down. So yeah, it's been hot, which makes it hard to walk outside. One of the joys of living where I do is that there are these little windows during the year where the weather's really nice, and outside of that, you're either bundling up or wishing that you could walk around with a giant fan in front of you. So, yeah, there's that. But overall, I would say I did really good getting my steps in this week, even though I didn't get dedicated walks in every day. My goal for this coming week is probably going to be to solidify getting those walks in every day so that, again, I can ingrain that habit, get back into that habit so that I'm doing that moving forward. Because that's really been a big thing for me, is trying to get into that fall routine. As I've discussed with you during my first little side tangent today, I think I'm really figuring out why it's different. It's not so much that my schedule has changed, but everybody around me's schedule has changed, which indirectly changes my schedule. So there you go. Goal number 5 is kind of funny to call it a goal, but I'm weighing in at the end of the month. As you guys know, I'm focusing on my processes. That has not gone great this month, so I'm not super excited about weighing in at the end of the month, but I am doing better. I am making progress. A little bit. Yes, I think that I am. So, but I am focusing on my processes. That's what I'm talking to you guys about with these goals. And I think that if I do that, I will see the results I want to see on the scale. Unfortunately, I've had a couple of weeks here where I haven't done that like I would like to, so at this point, I'm starting to feel like if I could see the same number that I saw last month, I'd be happy. Gosh, I want to get into the 2s, though. So really going to push hard these last couple of weeks and see if we can't make that happen. Final goal is to get my Bible study in weekly. I have been continuing to do that. That's gone really well. Still hit or miss, though, as we're getting into that fall routine, so trying to work on that. The biggest problem we run into, quite frankly, is I want to do it with my kids, both of them, and my son works quite often till 9:30 or 10, and we just gotta, I think, either wait and just do it late or sometimes do it without him, and that will help me to get the Bible study in every day. But for the most part, I have been doing that, and that's been really good for me. So yeah, I think my tangent today, guys, I kind of talked to you about what it is that I was wanting to talk to you about, which is, finding balance and getting into my routine. I know that was a theme for me last week, but really, if I could give you guys any advice that you didn't ask for, but hey, I have a channel and you're watching it, so here we go. It would be to really take time and think about why you're doing the things that you're doing. If you're not suddenly not doing the things that you want to be doing, like what's going on? And I've really spent probably 2 weeks thinking quite a bit about what I'm doing and why am I doing it. And it didn't come all at once. At first I was just like, well, I went from the summer to the fall. So, trying to get into a new routine. But really it wasn't that my personal situation had changed all that much, but everybody around me's situations had changed a lot. And because I am a functioning member of my household, my responsibilities around the house have changed some. And so fitting all these things in, getting my DDPY workout in every day, getting my weightlifting workout in every day, walking every day, eating OMAD, all of these things are now different. Where, great example that I didn't even talk about as I just kind of zipped on by the OMAD goal and how I was struggling with that is that during the summer, when my wife was not working, it was really easy for her to get a meal prepared so that it was ready, so that like when I rolled in the door at 5:15, we were ready to eat. And I could have my one meal a day at 5:15. That's now quite a bit harder, especially going to be harder moving forward this week as we are now both going to be rolling in at 5. And I'm going to be hungry. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, if I'm going to rethink the whole OMAD thing and maybe try doing 2 meals a day, or if I just need to change my mindset and be prepared that I'm not going to be able to eat that one meal a day, that 1 hour feasting window that I want. I'm not going to be able to start that when I walk in the door, because Liz and I are going to be making dinner together. So, yeah. Thanks for coming along in my talking to all of you out there individual therapy session that I've had this week. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate having you as part of my journey. I'm thankful for this channel. I've mentioned a couple of reasons why I'm thankful for this channel today. It helps to motivate me when I don't want to get things done, and it helps me to think through what's going on in my life. So grateful for you. If you've enjoyed this, please hit the thumbs up button to let me know that you've liked the video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the little bell icon to be notified the next time that I check in with you. Keep calm and keto on, my friends, and we'll talk to you again soon.